Okay, so end of last month, LinkedIn adds this button, and it lets people flag a post as seems like AI slop. Like the button literally says seems like AI slop. And a new study is actually the reason why. It found that 41% of long form LinkedIn posts are now fully AI written, the highest out of any other platform that was tested. Um, Using AI to generate your content, I actually think is a great strategy, but I also feel like there's a core difference between value and slop. And I don't think that I think regular people can create terrible content. And we know what lazy looks like. And so for my opinion, even though I often use AI to create, I still love this update as like a feature. And I feel like a lot of other social platforms probably should follow suit, especially when you see how much content is getting stolen on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok from like AI taking people's content. I feel like it's an important feature. I think you can still use AI, but like do it in a way that isn't lazy. There's still a way to produce quality content that people actually care about. And then this shouldn't be a concern for you.
Yeah, I agree. And I think going off of this TechCrunch article, a couple of interesting things they also mentioned is that LinkedIn's pulling that enhance your post
Mm,
customization kind of button that you were able to use before. So it kind of goes against that whole AI slop. They're kind of contradicting each other. So they pulled that, which I think is interesting. So now people won't be able to do that. I believe it's now going to act as like a spell check function instead. And then the other thing that they're doing is they're going to privately flag in users' dashboards when people believe their content is coming off as inauthentic, which I think is pretty interesting. Because I was wondering, what are the repercussions if you're constantly flagged for that AI slop? It sounds like LinkedIn is going to privately notify you that people think that, which is interesting. And
yeah.
I'd be very curious to be on the other side of that and how accurate it is. I mean, if there's some false positives out there too, like if you're really
Yeah.
not AI slop and you keep getting noted as
So
such.
we had that conversation internally too, because it's like, is there going to be a risk of like competitor brands just flagging all of your content? Like, I feel like there has to be some type of actual like security check there to make sure that like poor actors don't come into play. Um,
Mhm.
But again, it's like, I feel like there's a difference between AI generated content and AI slop. And
Totally.
we've even seen Google talk about it, where Google's like, AI generated content is okay. It can get ranked. It's valuable only if it gives value. If normal human being people want to read it, find it valuable, then that's fantastic. But slop is just content for the sake of content. And I feel
Right.
like us as consumers, like we know the difference. We can tell.
Mhm.
We can see it
Oh
and
yeah.
how the content gets written. And like, I'm sorry to like M dash users, but like now anytime I see M dashes, I'm like, that was fake. But like, I feel like there's tells in the way that it's structured, the way that it's said. And yeah, so I think for brands, it's just kind of like, don't be lazy. Like, I think
Mhm.
utilizing AI is fantastic. I mean, we're an AI company and we're, creating these really great tools that can help people generate content. And I think that that is so valuable when you're doing it correctly and you're doing it in a way that gives values with the right kind of tools and the right kind of prompts to people. But if you're just like churning away for the sake of volume, I think this is really going to get you.
Yeah, I completely agree. AI isn't the problem here. It's the slop part of it is the problem. So I'm glad that they are flagging as such, but I would very much be interested in understanding what next steps look like, repercussions, to your point, the poor actors, things like that. But I do think the idea of them notifying users privately is also really interesting because I think it is a good way of saying, hey, we're not going to ban you, we're not going to disable your profile, but this is a heads up, you're coming off inauthentic, so maybe you should switch something up.
Right. I love that. I love that. Cool.